What is up, everybody? It is Call from Talking Ball, and I'm joined with the lovely, the robe. It's Adrian. Everybody say hey to Adrian. Adrian, what is up, man? Thank you for joining today. Really appreciate having you, man. Um,
Thanks
Adrian
for
was
the
one of the
invite.
lucky. Always, you're always invited, dude. And Adrian was one of the lucky ones that was able to be at the match. So we've got a lot of things, or I've got a lot of things that I want to ask Adrian. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. There's also some keeper West Hams for today, two of them. Adrian's already seen one. I accidentally let him see it, but they're pretty tough. I think they're all going to have you guys thinking, scratching your head a bit. So excited to show those off. And also, Jose will be here off and on as he can be. He is a bit busy today. There's a lot going on in the world for Jose. No worries. But while you're here, like and sub, you jabronis. Everybody, just get in there and just hit that like button. If you haven't subbed yet, do that. And tell a friend. Tell a Spurs loving friend. Like, hey, I know this really great YouTube channel. Colin, Jose, sometimes Adrian. Like, it's a great channel. And have them join. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Show wouldn't be anything without you, like I always say. John Fitzpatrick, whoa, one of my bestest friends. Big up Colin and Adrian. Great result yesterday, but I'm getting carried away. Don't get carried away. We must go on a run now if we are to fight for top four. Yeah, for sure, man. And Adrian, I'm sure you agree. One win against a weakened team doesn't mean that we're fixed or that everything is necessarily all better. But you got to start somewhere. First of all, you can only in the old adage, you can only play who's in front of you. Real quick, I'm gonna ask kind of some more like in-depth questions. But did we do Ange Ball? Did we Ange Ball yesterday?
Yeah, we were good. I mean, what I liked, like we hunted for that ball every time we lost it. Our tackling was firm to win it back. And we this is what I really like. I like the fighting. There was a fighting display to win the ball. There was a real wanted to win that game yesterday. So and then once you're a few goals up, there was a few nutmegs and a few dummies, and
right.
They got the crowd roaring a bit, So yeah, and it was good to see. It was good to see that four players who've been much maligned recently, like Davies, Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, play well. Basuma played well. He's took some stick recently. I mean, it's justified criticism if you're not playing well,
Yeah. But still, you're right. I mean, he has been taking a lot of stick, even from my normal co-host, Jose, has even been picking on Basuma a little bit. Big love, Jose. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, I mean, it looked like, so one thing that we always say is it seems like we can play Ange Ball for a half or for, part of a game, but we don't do it for the entire match. Do you think we finally saw like 90 minutes of Ange Ball yesterday, would you say? Or would you still say there was a period of time in the match where we were like, it looked like the beginning, like you were telling me earlier, we weren't, maybe it might have taken us a while to pick up, or what do you think? Did we play his style for the whole match?
Once we got we pressed before we got the first goal. We were getting crosses into the box, which we haven't seen too much of. Yeah. And once we got the first goal, and that once the second is always a relief because we've always scored first. All right. So yeah, and then we played for 90 minutes. So you all the players played well. You give the team man. You give the team man of the match. I was particularly pleased Richie got his goals, but he's not a natural striker, is he? But then you've got and Johnson. Brennan Johnson's had his best game in the Spurs shirt.
Brennan Johnson looked wonderful. Looked like the type of player that you pay $50 million for.
Davis and Basuma have got their mojo back, and Sarr, immense for someone so young. He was immense. He is a real engine. No wonder he's one of the two fittest players at the club, I reckon.
Yeah, we got more to talk about with Sarr later. You can keep going, but I got some Sarr questions for later. But yeah, he's amazing. I'm so glad that he's back into the squad. I think everybody took him for granted. Because he doesn't do anything.
I think it was a reason that Basuma played so well. I think Basuma needs someone alongside him. Sometimes he just lacks that bit of the edge which he's got when he's on song, Basuma. So just needs it,
Yeah, I agree completely. Sarr does some of the dirty work behind him so that he can be a weird hybrid of a 6 and an 8, and then play these. You know what I mean? I would say he's a very interesting midfielder, Basuma, because I definitely wouldn't trust him to be my my lone 6. As an 8, he's pretty good, but still, I don't know. I feel like maybe he's more of an 8-10 hybrid. I don't. He does a lot offensively. He's a really good player. I really like Basuma. He's hard to kind of put in a box, his play style, but it's really fun and great to watch. And when he's on, it's a blast to watch. I think you probably agree. So we got Donna Cullen though in the house. Wagwan Donna Cullen. She's saying hey to everybody. Donna Cullen here all the way from gloomy England. I don't know. Donna Cullen's she's probably in London. You're in London, right, Donna? You are the real Donna Cullen. Anyway, before we get too far into that, Donna, thank you so much for being here. So I was gonna say this. We played the way that we were supposed to. You're right. After we got the first goal, it opened up. What goal was your favorite? Which goal do you think was the most well worked goal of the ones of the goal scored yesterday? Have you watched them back, or did you only? I have watched them back.
The second goal where Sonny weaved his way for Richarlison to get his first, but that cross from Porro to Richarlison for the third, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean that was, considering we haven't been exactly like having an abundance of crosses, that was exceptional.
Yeah, and I mean with Richie in, we actually have a target. I don't know. I feel like we're doing a good job at adapting our tactics to what's available. I mean, we were putting in more crosses yesterday, but I feel like it was almost definitely because Richarlison was there, instead of Sonny. Sonny's not the type of. I know that you said that Richarlison's not really a proper striker, but Sonny definitely isn't. If Richarlison's not, you know what I mean. And we had a player that actually could do something with a cross, and so we played him some, and I'm really glad we did. To everybody in the house, big up. I saw Daniel E was here. Didn't say big up Daniel. Thanks for being here, bro. Donna's saying hey to everyone. She's from Ireland but resides in Essex lately. Nice. I'm going to Ireland. I'm going to Ireland in May. We were just talking about it pre-show, but yeah, I'll be in your country. Maybe we'll do a show together. But yeah, everybody in the chat, what was your favorite goal of the 3? I know we got at least 2 people in here. What was your favorite goal from the 3 goals scored yesterday? I almost want to say Destiny's goal might be my favorite just because of how cool it was that he got, he got it. He got his goal. First of many, we got to see it. You were there. You got to see it live. You saw the man's first Spurs goal live. And another question I wanted to ask. I got this kit or this shirt. I don't have the full kit, but I got the shirt from my mom. And I don't know what year it is. Do you remember what year this is by chance with your immense knowledge of things?
I can't, because the kits change every year. And all the years blend in when it comes to kits.
Yeah.
I mean, my favourite kit was always the Lecoq Sportif. But,
what year's that?
That would have been Oda was playing. So it would have been in the 80s.
What'd you say again? How did you say it?
Lecoq Sportif. LE and then space COQ Sportif.
Ah, cool. You'd think that we would have kept that you know what I mean, that company making our stuff just because of sounds like a Spurs thing,
And I like the retro shirt with the shield when we was at Wembley.
Yeah, no, that is a good one too.
With the shield around the cockerel, I like that.
Yeah. It was good. It was a nice little throwback. Dan thinks that mine's about in 1997. I appreciate you, Daniel. I'll look it up. I'll quit being lazy and I'll look it up and find out for sure. But yeah, thanks, man. I didn't know. I know for sure that this is like an actual kit from back then, though. Like this one is like a re-release and stuff, that I got at the shop. But this one is something off eBay that actually was kept in good condition, and I'm just gonna ruin it. But anyway, I was a mascot in 1998. The kit was definitely before that. Nice. I forgot you were a mascot. I didn't know that. But nice. So favorite goal, we got Dan's answer. I'll bring that back up later if anybody else jumps into the building. But yeah, the next thing I have for everybody, and Adrian in particular, and you kind of started talking about this, but in our midfield, who would you rather see? We've seen them both now, kind of playing in a pretty similar role. Who do you prefer, Papsar or Gio? I think I know your answer based on your earlier comments, but they definitely both performed well, but they do things so differently.
Different types of player, aren't they? But
they really are.
If I'm picking the game, I go with Papsar because of his energy, his dynamism. He's a dynamic midfielder, and I just don't see Gio staying at the club. And it's no disaster if he goes, is it? Because although he's a good player, and if you want to stay, keep him. If Ange wants to keep him. But when we've got, because I think by the time we get to the end of this season, the likes of Alfie Devine, Jamie Donnelly can play in the middle up front. They could be part of our first team squad, as can Dorrington and Ashley Phillips, Alfie Dorrington, Ashley Phillips. And I think I could be wrong. I could be wrong about this, but I think the reason Forster was given another year's contract is because by the time he finishes that extra year, I'm hoping that Josh Keeley's ready to come in as number 2. Because I don't think Alfie Whiteman or Brandon Austin are good enough. They're in their early 20s now. And we would have heard, even though I've watched academy games, you don't tend to notice the goalkeepers too much, but you if they were going to kick on, we would have seen a bit more from them by now, as I think they're 22s and 23 years of age.
Yeah.
Keeley's young, and I've seen him pull off a few fantastic saves for the young side. So, and I think the hopes are for Keeley, but we'll see, because a lot can happen in another season, obviously. So,
right, you're 100% right. Devine would be a great player to have back, though, and I think you're correct in that he could be great cover. He could play that that Gio role. Well, voice crack, but he could play that Gio role. But he would be homegrown. He would be that's great shout. Go ahead. I cut you off.
He's versatile, Devine, as well.
Nice. That's what I was gonna ask.
He's a bit too young. He's 16, 17. Well, he's got mental stats, absolutely mental stats. So are Donnelly's. Donnelly's stats are excellent. Devine, we know how good he is. He scored the goal against Marine in the FA Cup when he was 15, when he or whatever, 15. So
I think he was 16. Yeah, but still, that's nuts. You know what I mean? That he was.
Now he's young. He scored a couple of goals for Port Vale, one overhead kick into the net, and I would expect him to come on. But
Right. Well, I hope so. I really hope so. And he's. I think out of all of our players coming from the academy right now, Devine's probably the most talented, or that have come from the academy.
And today it was reported that Udogie is going to sign a long-term.
Yes, everybody.
So that is really good news.
Absolutely great news.
The strongest hint is that not so much Ben Godfrey at Everton, but we're after Branthwaite. But Evan are reported paper talk 75 mil. You ain't paying 75 mil for a 20-year-old kid.
No. I know they're in financial trouble, so they're trying to get every penny they can out of their transfers. But come on, that's a little.
I struggle with that transfer, that amount of money. I know we want a centre back, but for his age, and they must, if they really rate him, and they've done the analytics on him as well as watched him, then watched a lot of video of him. Then fair enough, if that's the one Ange wants. We know that Ange doesn't really want players over 24 years of age. He likes to bring them through a bit younger than that,
Yeah, where they're moldable, and it's sort of Poch. This is kind of Poch-like, Poch like the young, hungry players.
And I've never been, unless it's obvious the player's absolutely terrible, I'm never harshly rejecting of any player. And usually I've got a little 24. Actually, 24 is my guideline on them. Really, I want to see that you are good enough for us at 24. If you're not. Because when you're bit younger, you give them a bit more time, And it's just amazing that Sarr and Udogie have done it. Kulu,
oh my God, yeah.
We know he's got all the talent in the world. I think Ange's...
Vicario's not old.
Yeah, he's 26. I think 26, 27 Vicario, I think.
Find out. Well, he's 27. Wow, I thought he was much younger. Pardon me, everyone. I'm
so he's going to have a selection headache when everyone's fit.
I'm excited for it. That's what it meant.
They moved Decky into the middle, but you've got Bentancur, Saab, Basuma, and Madison, 3 from 4. if you put Decky in the middle, that's 3 from 5, right? Who'd you leave out? Mind you, it's not. Yeah, the one thing we do I do get stuck sometimes. I'll think, it's the first 11, but it isn't, because he always uses his subs, doesn't he? So if someone starts, it doesn't mean to say that someone's been cold-shouldered. You know,
Sure.
there might be a tactical reason for it, and like they bring them on.
That's a very good point.
So much energy yesterday.
God, I loved it. I love watching that guy play. I mean, he just can run forever, first of all, and his timing of his tackles is near perfect. His passing is near perfect. I mean, he's great, and he's so young. He's only going to get better. We just need to make sure that I think that he needs adequate rest. I think players that are about his age sometimes can get overplayed, like Wayne Rooney syndrome, and like their career gets, it's over way sooner than it should be. And so I think we need to be careful with him. But I'm sure Postecoglou knows how to manage his guys. I just want to let everyone in the chat know that we're about to do a little bit of Keeper West Ham, kind of break the show up a little bit from just us talking to a little bit of, getting you guys involved. Whoa, Sheree says, big up, Colin, Adrian. What up? Hey, it is good to have you here. Super good to have you here. I'm so jealous that you can do cool things like that with your keyboard. Like, I don't know how to make any of those characters on mine. And I'm still saying your name wrong. I'm almost sure. But Sheree, good to have you here. And Jose and I were talking about how we want that Everton guy, Braithwaite, we think his name is. He's a defender. He's like 20. Supposedly we're looking at him. I would be. I mean, like you said, if Longa or whatever his name is, Lange, whatever, if he's here, he's doing the computer, the nerd stuff behind the scenes, looking him up, finding out all the details. And then we've got some people that are doing the eye test. If Paratici signed off on it, go for it. I'm all about it. Okay, real quick, Daniel E., before we get into Keeper West Ham, Daniel E. has a question. He said, I want to hear Adrian's and your views as well, because we both use good logic. I want to ask you about Romero's indiscipline and the fact that he could have got his 4th red card this calendar year. That is definitely an issue. Definitely an issue. That's part of why I think that Van de Ven's is going to be the better defender, because he stays extremely calm. Van de Ven is the kind of defender that as an attacking player from experience you hate to play against, because you can't make him mad. You can't, he is so calm and he's so composed. I do think that somebody needs to have a serious talk with Romero. It could be his undoing. He really needs to, for his own sake, cut that out. He's already labeled too as a guy that is going to, make bad fouls. And so if he gets into one that, is a questionable yellow, I feel like he's more likely to get a red now than some other players are. Because, just because of his reputation. Like, some players get reputations like that. Adrian, that. Remember when Dele was always, he had the reputation of a diver. So even if he legitimately got taken down, they would just wave it off. And so that happens. Players do get reputations.
If Dan can correct me, I think he got 2 of them red cards in cup games. One was against Milan, wasn't it? And 2 in the league.
Can't remember the first one.
Yeah. The thing with Romero is, I've noticed, I don't know if this is a fact, but what I've noticed is, he's class, Dan, definitely class.
For sure, absolutely.
We got we're short of central defenders anyway, quality ones, so you keep him. This is why you have 4 good ones, though. If one is on a suspension or he gets a red card, but I've noticed that when it's been a very important game, like yesterday, that tackle, it wasn't a red in my opinion anyway, right? People want a conversation, so they're going to, on talk shite and all that, they'll talk about it, and like one will play devil's advocate just to wind up people to phone in and things like that. It wasn't a red. It wasn't a good tackle, but it wasn't a red. Not in my opinion anyway. Now, I've noticed that when it's been an important game, like yesterday, he seemed to be a bit more fired up because the pressure was on. We hadn't won in 5. We'd only drawn 1 in 5 games, right, against City. And the pressure was a bit on him. And I don't know if the pressure just gets to him a bit like that. He gets a bit psyched out because he's done it when he's got sent off before. It's been the same, And I think if it's a big game where we ain't been playing well recently or things like that, then I think Ange should have a word with him. But where was he, 25?
He's not old. Maybe 26. Let me look it up.
He's a World Cup winner, right? and he is a classy player. And
25. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah,
he's
25.
He's centre back, quarterback for us, isn't he? He's like in the shotgun position, basically, like as you'd say, like and like
absolutely.
Things start from, and he moves and finds a pass. Whereas with Dyer used to play that, you'd wait 3 hours for him to pass the ball, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We're just gonna have to. Well, look, another analogy, right? Real Madrid have got along with Sergio Ramos, right, for years. The guy's probably had more sending offs than anyone in football in history, right? But what a player! He's a winner, right?
True. Yeah. So, no, I get it. I get that. Yeah, for sure.
You know, and if look, Romero, he needs competition because competition will steady him. If he's going to get sent off, next time I think he misses 4 games, not 3. But if he gets himself sent off and Ashley Phillips comes in and does well, because we need a left-footed centre back, does well, then Ashley Phillips will start in front of them. That's going to make him think. And Ashley Phillips is a ball player. He can play that ball. Obviously, he hasn't got Romero's strength and all-round ability as of yet, but he's got high ceiling. So
we've never seen him. Well, I've never seen him play. Maybe he will be as good. We don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I'm sure you're right because he doesn't have near the experience. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure raw talent, ability-wise, I'm sure they're close. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. You bring up
when
a good
you look
point.
at Will Stewart, when he's a man for the stats.
This is kind of a good comment here.
When he did the stats for Romero, right? I've got to go and turn a couple. When he did the stats for he was comparing Saliba and all that. Romero's stats were better. All-round stats across the board. That's every stat. Romero's stats were better.
Yeah, Daniel, he just puts up here, putting in those tackles when we're already coasting in a game was a bit alarming for me. I was just saying to some of the Spurs fans they would soon moan if it was Davis or Emerson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Maybe he gets a little leeway because he's so good in other areas. So we're like, it's fine. Do you think that maybe he gets some extra leeway because of that? Because he's so good.
I don't know. We are where we are when we've got no choice but to stick with him at present, and we'll see how his career unfolds at Spurs. You know,
hopefully it's gonna be great.
I mean, that's just suicide.
Somebody. I mean, talk to the man. Get him to change some stuff. I feel like he's young enough that he can learn. But before we say anything else, guys, please, if you were watching this on Talking Ball, the Talking Ball channel, please hop over to it's the channel in the link there. It's El Tel Cockerel. It's Jose, my co-host channel. We dual stream on both channels. This is actually playing on both. But just, make sure that you've hopped over there and that you've liked and subscribed, and you can watch on whichever one you want. Feel free to watch on whichever one you want as you please, of course. But just please support both of us with that like and subscribe. We truly appreciate it. Couldn't do the show without you guys.
One other point that might have been relevant, like you mentioned rightly, if EDV had been playing, like Romero wouldn't have come over to the left to make that tackle anyway. So I'm not excusing him the tackle, but he wouldn't have come over. And I think when Van der Ven's in the team, it cuts down Romero's work rate as well. So he's not going to get involved.
Absolutely does.
And most of the tackles, rather than a full-fronted, full-blooded forward challenge on a player or sideways challenge, most of it, when we push up, it's just going to be outrunning, which makes defending easier if you've got pace. Because you outrun, you beat the player to the ball, problem solved, you know. But,
yeah. Well, he definitely needs to work on it. And, I mean, it's something that's been a problem, but I feel like he's gotten better at it. I feel like he's at least improving in that area. And I'm hoping that it'll eventually be something he can cut out of his game completely. But he seems like one of those players that's always going to play on the edge. Right on the edge of what's allowed and what's not allowed. And like you said, if we have proper depth, we're not in it's too bad of a way if he gets suspended. So I don't know. That's a tough one, Daniel. Thanks for putting that out there, though.
Daniel's right. I mean, because it's the sending off he's come back from. We lost points because of that. We might not have lost them games. We don't know. We may have won and we may have drawn them. Right? We don't know. So he has to be spoken to. I think that's why he's been given a vice captaincy to try and calm him down a bit, make him feel more responsible, you know. And but his game this season is better. He's playing better than last year. Definitely playing better. Last year there were some games when I thought Sometimes last year, I think the World Cup winner went to his head a little bit. Sometimes I thought he looked a bit too casual on the ball, and some of his passing was sloppy. But he's such a good passer, you know. He might not be the greatest in the air. He's not that tall in comparison to other centre backs, but no, you've got to stick with him. We haven't really got no choice. We can debate his behaviour forever and a day, but until we actually resolve all our defensive issues, I mean, to me, I think we need another right back, another left back, and at least one more centre back. But you know, so are you on mute? You're muted, Colin.
Well, I've temporarily solved the issue, but yeah. I mean, we all know that he's got kind of a hot head, and being, I don't know, it seems like a characteristic maybe of I don't know. I don't want to generalize too much, but anyway, but yeah. I love him. Still love him though. Yeah. And Audio Artisan is in the building. Says afternoon chaps. Afternoon Audio Artisan. You walked in here right when my mic decided to stop working. So I'm using my headset mic right now. Audio Artisan. If you were here, you could fix my mic. That would make me so happy. I have a really janky setup here. I'll get it fixed. Leo Mile High Hotspur says, "Sup, homie? What's up, Leo? Big up." Big up, Leo. That was for you. He says, "Big up, hermano," and I don't know. Saludos to Jose. I'm assuming. Daniel E saying, "Big up." Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, we would answer your question with logic and understanding. And yeah, dude, we got your back. You're a good man. And definitely agree. It's all around game, especially with the ball is getting even better. For sure. He's looking like the player that we wanted him to be. For a while, I was a little bit like, oh, this guy, this is him. But no, it's him now. He is him. Chem62 is back in the building. What is up, Chem? You decided to come and hang out again. Thank you. Good afternoon, Colin. Great performance and back on winning ways. Just need consistency for the Forest game. Yeah, I just hope the players go out there and they take it very, very seriously from the jump, from get-go. We need to be taking it seriously. We can't take them for granted and say, oh, it's just Forest. Our players kind of do that sometimes. It drives me crazy. So yeah, hoping the players will do that. But you guys, are you ready? Oh, and Nick Brown is in the house. Says, good afternoon, Colin, Adrian. Well, guys, right now we've got Nick Brown, big up, biggest up. We've got 17 people in the house. It says it's more people than we've had all day. So I think we're going to go ahead and get Keeper West Ham going. Are you ready, Adrian, for Keeper West Ham? Let me mute this so there's not two musics. That would be terrible. Here's everybody's favorite intro. Keeper West Ham. Everyone, hello. I have lost somebody, but I've gained somebody as well. Adrian and Jose, who I think is here. He said that he'd be joining us for a moment. Hello, fellas, and what is up for Keeper West Ham? But really quick, before Keeper West Ham starts, we have an important message from the co-host.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I'm really busy with work at the moment, so I will pop on. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Colin. I will pop back on. I'm just dealing with some stuff at the moment. But I just
cracking some skulls.
Yeah, I just wanted to announce for the time being that tomorrow we've got a really important show, and tomorrow we're going to make an announcement on Talk Ball. So if you want to be in the know and find out some exciting news that we have to bring to you all, then we'll be coming on our show tomorrow at 4:00, and we'll be making an announcement tomorrow. I've got to run away and do some stuff. You haven't done the predictions yet or anything, have you?
No, we haven't gotten that. I was trying to wait for you for that one.
Okay, so I'll come back on and we'll do the predictions, but we just want to clarify that we've got some important news to give you.
Tomorrow's going to be a big day, and then following the days following will all be big. It's going to change things. Talking ball.
Yes.
So
I'm looking forward to announcing for us to announce tomorrow. So yeah, just please. And if Rakesh comes here, I told Rakesh that I'd look out for him, and I've not seen him today. But if Rakesh comes out, then please repeat it to him again.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right?
We'll do.
And
Yes, sir.
are you going on to keep a West Ham?
Yeah, I have 2 good ones for today too.
Okay.
You know them.
I know.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
All right, have a good one, buddy.
Thank you.
Don't be too mean to your subordinates.
No, I won't be. See you later.
All right, see it. All right, so that was everybody. Of course, that's Jose, co-host of Talking Ball. He also has his own channel that we're dual streaming to, and El Tal Cockerel is the name of that one. But yeah, so Adrian, we were getting ready to do Keeper West Ham. He came in, told us about that important news for tomorrow. Everybody that is coming. Adrian, I'm going to start with the one that's going to be easiest for you because you've already seen this one. And then real quick, John Fitzpatrick says, while you're thinking, John Fitzpatrick says, can everyone smash the like button? Boom. And Mick Vickers, yeah, you did get some breaking news on Talking Ball. Well, you got news of the breaking news. The breaking news is coming tomorrow. But everybody, yeah. So this is it. This is the first one. It's Kyle Walker versus Pedro Porro. What are you guys thinking? What's everyone have to say about this pairing? Adrian?
Kyle Walker for me, I mean, he's probably up there with being the best right back in the world. And at his age, he don't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. I mean, he kept us quiet at Man City on the wing, didn't he? Brennan Johnson. Yeah. No, I mean, Porro hasn't been with us long enough. Porro's improved. I've been in the mud with Porro. I mean, I've been critical of Porro mainly for last season, but this season, when he made another mistake this season, a few games ago, I thought, but to his credit, the following game he picked up where he left off before the mistake. So no, he's looking a quality acquisition. So I'm happy with Porro in the team, but I would definitely keep Kyle Walker all day.
Everybody in the comments agrees with you, Adrian. They say Kyle Walker all day long and twice on Sunday. It's from Ben Kaufman.
Yeah, Ben.
Johnny Bethnal Green. Johnny Bethnal Green Kent. What is up, dog? I'm not sure if I've seen you here before, but thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate having you, bro. Jason Bell again. What is up, Jason? He says, "Yeah, Walker. We should have gotten another 30 mil for him." Yeah. So funny story. I went to a match. Spurs played City in a friendly in Nashville, Tennessee, in the U.S. And I went to go, and it was right after City had gotten Kyle Walker. And I was like, "We'll show you, Kyle. We're gonna beat the brakes off you guys." And we lost like 7-1. It was really bad. Yeah, Nick Brown's agreeing with you too, though. Adrian Walker is still brilliant. Is it me? Unknown is here. What's up, Unknown? Says is it him or does Pedro Porro look like Martinelli? I can see it. But yeah. Mick Vicker says I don't rate Walker that much when he was with us. Got to be honest. Mick, I mean, Kyle Walker was fast, and so he could get himself out of trouble. And I think that's what he relied on more than anything. Don't you agree? Was his?
He was shaky when he first came to us.
Yeah, he really was.
Because his positional play was suspect when he first came. He'd get caught upfield when balls were pumped over down the line past him, things like that. But gradually, he learned. He had to learn. He was a young player, and he learned. And and he put all that behind him. But he was shaky when he first came. Hello, what's happened?
Oh, computer issues, but I'm back. So yeah, didn't rate Walker that much whenever he was here, got to be honest. I kind of half agree with that statement. I know that's going to sound crazy. Walker really was good, but his speed just got him out of so much trouble. He did get much better. He was a much better tackler. His timing on his tackles got way better as time progressed, as things as he does or as they should. And then he went to City where he kind of played an entirely different role because Pep plays that weird inverted fullback thing. So he had to learn to come inside and change his game up. And now, for the national team, he plays in a back three sometimes as a center back. It's bizarre. He plays. He's played many roles, worn many hats. Kyle Walker. Pedro Porro, I think, has a higher ceiling with us. I really do. I think he's got a lot more to his game. But like everybody says, there's such different players. Walker could run all day long. He was so fast. And then you've got Porro, who's not exactly the fastest dude in the world. I would compare Porro more to why can't I think of his name? The dude that was with us that's at Newcastle. Trippier. I would compare him more to like a Trippier type player. Just they're way better at like their delivery, their positioning and stuff. But yeah, he doesn't have near the speed that Kyle Walker has, and that's okay. So we've got Mick Vickers though as the one person. As I recall, Danny Rose on the other side was considered better. Well, I think that was a fact. Yeah, Danny Rose was amazing for a couple seasons that left back. But I don't know. Would you say, Adrian, that he was considered better than Walker at any time?
Rose?
Yeah. Was he ever considered the better of the two? That pairing was like world class and coveted by many a team.
Yeah. He just looked, there was something about Rose. He just looked classier, and he was also very good going forward.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure he was as fast as Walker. I mean, I've never even thought about that before, to be honest, because it wasn't a problem for me. They were very quick,
You weren't like, who's going to win in a race? Right. I understand. Not on your mind. I get it.
Yeah, both good. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's a lot in it.
Yeah.
You really have to go through the stats and look at their final balls into the box and whatever to see, like.
And Kyle Walker, man, he had a nice foot on him. He could really smack the ball. He really could. In fact, if I recall, he was on free kicks before Gareth Bale took over. Kyle Walker took a lot of our free kicks just because he could absolutely leather it. I mean, it was just whoop, like, I don't know. It was fun to watch him smack the ball, take some shots.
And Walker's having a longer career than Rose, isn't he? So
it's true. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
He will have outdone Rose really on performances because he just played for much longer. And at an age now, was he 32 now?
Yeah, correct. Yes, sir. You're good on your age. You know a lot of things, Adrian. But yeah, he is 32 these days.
So he could play for another couple of years easy.
Yeah.
You haven't got to be as fast as him. It's handy. His speed is always handy, but
right. Strength, positioning, experiencing.
Well, he could end up in the back four for someone, couldn't he, or a back three? So
you're really good. Absolutely. And while we're here, while we've got people in the house that aren't always in the house, I want to say, please, my co-host Adrian. Sorry, not Adrian, but Adrian's my co-host today. But my co-host Jose. This man, well, you can't see him, but anyway, he's got his own channel. It's El Tel Cockerel. We're actually streaming to both channels. So if you get a moment, or if you could, just please jump over to his channel, like in another tab, like, subscribe. You can watch it on whichever one you like. It's going to be on both. But he is usually here every day, every single day. He's got some work stuff going on, but he'll be here in a bit. And anyway, I just want to make sure we are supporting both channels. Help support all content creators. We are doing our thing, and it's the support from you guys that helps to keep us going. So guys, I think that's pretty much been Kyle Walker all the way. That wasn't even close. I'm hoping my next one makes you guys think a little bit more. But Daniel E ads must have been good for Pep to spend over 35 million on him to make him his number one right back for years. And that was back when 35 million was a lot more money, Mick Vickers says that funny how their careers went in different trajectories. Would have bet on Rose having a better ceiling. Yeah, Mick, it's weird. Life is a weird thing. And a lot of it, was mental with Danny Rose, like he alluded to. Unknown, though, says having Richie on the left wing. Having Son left wing, Richie middle, Johnson right, Kulu in the tennis, so balanced. It makes sense. Oh, yeah, man, for sure. So, yes, and then this is what I was going to come to, too. That knee injury really derailed Rose's career. I think it affected him more mentally than physically. All good things. And Kem says, like and subscribe. Kem, you're awesome. Thanks for doing that. You're a good person. We appreciate you big time. Kem is a legend. So, guys, it's time for the next one. That one was too easy for everybody. So I'm hoping I get everyone a little more jazzed up with this one. Remember, this is players like in their peak. So even though the picture isn't of that time, think back to whenever he made you happy. Guys, it is Vicario versus one Hugo Lloris. Also, please don't judge me at the quality difference in the photos. I couldn't find a good Vicario picture. But there's Vicario and there's Lloris looking high def. Vicario's looking like he's 480p maybe. But yeah, this is my next one that I hoped would be tough for you guys, because we've seen Venom as he's been called. We've seen what he can do. He's really proven himself for us in his time so far. And then we've got Hugo Lloris, and I mean, yeah, Adrian, what do you have to say? I'll make you go first again.
Again, for longevity, I go with Lloris. I mean, he was outstanding for us. Like I remember the season we qualified for the Champions League, one of the seasons. I mean, he saved a penalty against Arsenal, right? So we would have lost that game, and we drew it. He saved a penalty against Vardy. Came on and took a penalty for Leicester in the same season, and he saved that. And in the same season, we played Man City at home, and he saved a penalty against Man City early on in the Champions League game because Sonny scored the single goal on the winner.
And that was so important. That ended up being
very important. So, no, I mean, and I remember at West Ham, he sort of just jumped up and flicked the ball over. He made so many good saves. You know, if you had a fault was when he used to come out. They stopped him coming out to sweep a keeper because he got sent off, didn't he, away against the Dutch side?
Oh yeah, you're right. I remember that now. I completely erased that memory from my brain.
Yeah, they've all got goalkeepers. They do occasionally they'll get sent off in their career for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like that's natural, and you can't be very angry about that. But Vicario, I mean,
but Vicario's, to me, I think his distribution's better and it's quicker. Lloris was always too slow to get.
A little hesitant to let go of the ball. It seemed like.
And you're letting the other teams get set. They're getting set, waiting to mark.
Exactly. And that's what Postecoglou does not want. You know what I mean? That's what he's.
Vic's had a fantastic start to his Spurs career. I mean, he can throw the ball to the halfway line easy, right? Yeah. He did it at Brentford, I think, and the away game, first game of the season, and he's got more. I think he's got a more accurate kick, but skill set. So
I guess think about it like this. Like think about when they both came and like the beginning of both of their careers. Like think about both of their first 10 games or whatever it's been. I think Vicario wins that probably. But you're right. Lloris was an awesome all around player. His distribution wasn't very good though. So I guess not awesome all around. His distribution he was lacking in, but his reflexes were really up there. But that's something that you lose with age, and he seems to have lost some of that with age. And unknown here, everybody's saying Lloris is so dodgy. Yeah. But Nick Brown though goes with prime Lloris. I think you're going with Lloris. That's where you were getting at, right, Adrian? Lloris for you?
Yeah. Another good thing about Vic though, see, I've already pulled Lloris on 3 things, but his distribution, his slowness of getting rid of the ball. But it's Vicario, he'll come for a cross and catch the ball rather than punch it. And there's a lot of times Lloris punched balls when I thought he should have caught them. All right, I'm having a little pop at Lloris here, but he was in his prime. He was superb. He was superb.
Yeah, no, he truly was. He truly was in his prime, absolutely. But I do think though, if you shift the rules and you make it their first 8 games or 10, it's 10 games now. Make it their first 10 games. I think Vicario is the clear winner in that category, just because how quickly he's come into the Premier League and just made it look easy. He makes it look like. But for keepers, I mean, I guess there's not a lot of difference. There's talented strikers in most leagues, but. Who's news? Shaking things up, says Vicario. For me, absolutely rapid, cracking attitude, brilliant distribution and vision, reflexes, etc. For sure, dude. And then Danny is talking to Leo. Okay, and then they're talking about the Lloris thing. But yeah, Jason Bell is being rational here. Says I need a full season of Vicario playing before judging, but I really love what I've seen so far. And yeah, that's probably a well-rounded answer. I like that. You really, that's mature because I'm getting too excited too early about Vicario, almost certainly. But I mean, it's fun. It's fun to do. Mick Vickers, what's up, Mick? Says too early for Vicario. And yeah, you got a point. Everybody else agrees. Everybody else agrees with that. So I think we've got our answer here. I think Lloris edges it. But Vicario definitely got some points, so that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad that one wasn't completely one-sided or anything. Those ones are never fun. It's never fun. Mr. M is in the house. What is up, Mr. M? Big up yourself, dog. He says Big Vic is his choice. And then Dan, he says when people ever question Lloris's loyalty, they should ask themselves, why didn't Lloris not go ahead back to PSG all those times he could have to win trophies? Yeah, and he stuck by us. Really, it's a very good point. This is a tough one. I wanted it to be. So yeah, everyone, I think we've probably beat this to death, but they do have such different playing styles. I mean, they really couldn't be that much more different. So yeah, tough. It's tough. Very tough. I'm glad that I don't really have to decide. As the host, I can kind of just go. But one second. Let me make sure I have my.
Right. Okay. All right. You back? We can't hear you, Colin. I wonder why your internet keeps going like that, though. Hi, Mr. M. Hi, Marlai. Who else we got? Any? Dan, obviously. Jason Bell. Hi.
Yep, Jason Bell, unknown, is in the house. So yeah, Ben Kaufman. We've got the Ben Kaufman here. What is up? Yeah, everybody. Sorry about that little audio hiccup. That was kind of embarrassing. But yeah, so I had a couple more questions for you. But again, I wanted to say like and sub, you jabronis. Everybody, if you haven't liked or subbed either this channel or the other channel that we're streaming on, which is El Tel Cockerel, please head over there. I'll find that link for you too. It's in the comments, of course. And we'll get that up for you. But yeah, make sure that you've liked the video and subscribe on both channels if you could. It all helps YouTube and their algorithm and such. So there is it there. There is it here. Yes, please, guys, please check it out. It's a great channel. He's a great dude, and he'll be here in just a bit. So, Adrian, is there anything that you'd like to say about the game yesterday? So you were there. You said the atmosphere was fine when we started out. Wasn't anything that was too crazy. Didn't sound like you were proud of it.
Yeah, no, it was good, and it was the usual celebration at the end to the song with the people dancing in the stand and at the South Bank, and yeah, there was a nice touch by the crowd. They sang "Jamie Donnelly's one of her own," so that was a nice touch because he was only on for a few minutes, if that, so that was good. Well, they all played well. This is the thing. I was just pleased that Brennan Johnson had his best game in the Spurs shirt. Pleased that Basuma and Davies got their mojo back, and pleased that Richarlison got 2 goals. Now, let's hope he kicks on. We all want the players to do well at the club, don't we? But
absolutely. And Richarlison scoring was probably the icing on the cake.
Solution for us, though. To be honest, he's just not a natural finisher, and we need a striker. I've said it before. We need a striker that can interchange with Son, so they can take it in turns for being in the middle. Because we know that with Son, he's very streaky with his goals. He gets them in clutches usually. But although he's got a lot more, he's well ahead of last year already, or beating it. He's got 10 already, I think, this season. So I think he'll beat the 17 he got when he shared the golden boot with Salah. And then you got, So I would like to see someone like a Vlahovic in, because he can break from midfield. He can move. He comes out to the left. He'll take a player on in the box as well, apart from being in the box. And he could interchange with Son, because Son doesn't always work on the left wing for Son. He was superb yesterday, but it doesn't always work for him. And it doesn't always work for him in the middle either, because sometimes he gets out bullied in certain games in low blocks. So you need to be versatile. You need to be adapt. Now, we know he can play on the left. So if he is playing through the middle, then Richie goes to the left. I get why Ames is switching them about. It hasn't, they haven't sort of worked together in perfect synergy at present, have they? So maybe Richarlison might turn his game around this season. We might keep him. I doubt it. He's just not a natural finisher to me, whereas Son is with both feet.
But I think that Richarlison could be the answer. I think that he's played as a winger for so much of his career. Me too. I know you hope so too. I'm not saying that you're hoping that he fails or anything. But first of all, you can hear me okay, right? The sound isn't terrible.
Fine.
Great deal. So,
and we're not sure. I mean, I think Decky's got a very high ceiling. He's such a footballer that, well, you know, when you've got Saar, Basuma, Madison, and Saar all fit, 3 from 4. If you throw Decky in, it's 3 from 5. All right, we know if 2 of them are left on the bench, they'll probably get time in the second half anyway. So, yeah, that would be a hard call. I think when all 4 are fit, Ange doesn't need. And I mean, you know, you can say, well, and we need to keep one of Højbjerg, Skip, although it looks like the manager prefers Højbjerg, but
and I do too.
Yeah, want to stay because not so much as a star. Højbjerg, he's always seems to be most effective when he comes on as a sub, or a sub, or stiffen our midfield and things. So you need a player like that in your squad. I mean, we could promote from the youth if that happens. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like if he's not happy, he's going to get He's not going to get picked when those 4 are fit, Højbjerg, is he? He's not going to push Saar out the side, who's technically better than him anyway at his age and got more energy. You know, he's not going to push Basuma out or Matters, you know, or Bentancur, right? He's just not going to get in that. Yeah, if you get on at sub. So, and if he's not happy with that and he goes, you know. So,
hey, there's a good question from Mick popped up. And there's some other comments that I want to get that I've starred too and earlier, but Mick came up with this. Guys, do you think at 3-0, 70 minutes onwards, Ange could have introduced a few youths for a good 20-minute stint rather than 4 to 5 minutes at the end? That's a great question. And it's one of those ones that I have to be like a politician and almost like not answer because it's tough. I mean, I probably would have put at least one young player on at that point, you know what I mean, and given at least one youngin a large chunk of time. But I think maybe 3 changes might have been too many. But yeah.
Well, and if you bring a youth player on in front of one of your regular bench warmers, what message does it say to the bench warmer? It can affect their confidence. And
that's a good point.
You've got to consider it. He probably wanted to get some game time in the legs of Skip and Højbjerg as well, you know. So, I mean, I don't know what Ange's mind is. I'm grasping Ange ball. I'm if that's what it's going to be like, what we see yesterday, more please, you know. So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, with subs, I mean, Velez was on the subs bench again, wasn't he? I would like to see him given a run out. But if comes 6th of January, I don't know what's happening with the Son situation. I've heard that Klinsmann said he wants him on the 2nd of January. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. The FA Cup's the 6th of January, right? Now, unless he's going to play Velez. And I don't know if Klinsmann's got the right to take him on the 2nd of January. Because that Asian Cup doesn't start to the 10th of January and it goes on to the 12th of February. So if Son's team made the final, we would lose him for 3 games. It would be Everton at home, Brighton and Bournemouth, I think. So, yeah, Everton at home, Bournemouth, something like that anyway. So, and the same with Saar for Senegal and Basuma for Mali, but I don't think Mali got Senegal are a good African side. They could make the final. Now that
definitely could.
Roughly parallel with the Asian Cup, and the midwinter break is from the 14th of January to the 30th. So that runs parallel with them all. So we'd only miss them. If all them players got to their, say if Mali made Senegal in the final and whatever, then we'd miss those players for 3 games. They'd be gone for 12 days. But then you've got to talk about them coming back. Are they tired or whatever? If they get knocked out earlier, you can see Korea and perhaps Senegal going far in their competitions. I think Basuma will be back early because I don't think Senegal are a top African country. So I don't think Mali will get to the final. So, but we'll see. And on top of that, you've also got the January transfer window, haven't you? So, like, you've got the January transfer to add as well. So, and what affects that? I mean, please, God, we get no more serious injuries before January, right? Because we don't want that to be the focus of our transfer window, replacing someone who's injured, like, you know. Although we've got enough midfielders. We don't want Romero to get injured. Now, does that, you know, we don't want him getting injured. I know he's got his headstrong, but we don't want him getting injured. We don't want Udogie getting injured. I mean, we don't really know what Andrew's going to do. I mean, because you've got Reguilon is out on loan, and you've got Sessegnon coming back in a week or two. He will have a look at him. So, and that injury might be a blessing in disguise for Sessegnon because it might save his Spurs career. If not, I don't think Reguilon's wanted. But I'll be honest, even when Reguilon come to us, I wasn't so upset with his displays and that. He was a bit raw in some areas of his game, but I would have liked to have seen a bit more of him, to be honest. But it wasn't to be. He seems, and they see him in training, I don't. So yeah, and we need another right back. Emerson Royal, he's just not technically good enough. He couldn't have put a ball over that Porro put over to Richarlison yesterday.
God, that was for sure.
And it's him out the ground, or he will misplaces a soft pass or something. And I know he scored at Brentford, right? But if we're keeping him, we're keeping him. I don't know if he's got a future as a centre back. I don't. And why would you try and convert him anyway when we've got two young uns coming through, and we're going to get another one in January? Obviously, it's going to be a first buy, right? So yeah. So Jose, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Hello, everyone. How are you, Adrian? Sorry, I've not been.
I'm fine. That's okay.
I've not been listening because I've been working. So.
Wow.
What
Work.
was the upshot? So I think people were saying Walker. I could hear in the background.
Yeah.
People were saying Walker. Who did people say for your second one?
It was close. It was closer, but it was Lloris. But it was still a pretty close one. It wasn't a blowout.
Right.
But
okay,
yeah.
Okay. Top Spurs, you've got to start modding, mate, because I've been modding, but in the background, I needed someone to do it while I've not been here. My dogs are barking their heads off because people are leaving the house, so I'm really sorry.
Oh, no, you were all good, brother. We love your dogs here.
Adrian, I'm going to ask you the question. I don't know whether you've spoken about this already, sorry, because I've not been watching, I've been working, but what was it like at the stadium yesterday? What were the fans like? Did the football look any different? The only reason I'm asking that, I don't know how you felt, and Colin, I've not asked you, I don't know how you felt, but for the first 15 minutes of the second half, Adrian and Colin, I was like, what are we doing? We looked like we'd fallen back to sleep for the first 15 minutes of that second half. And I just thought to myself, we didn't look the same team that played the first half for the first 15 minutes. After that, though, we looked like the team that played the first half again. Did you see that at the stadium?
They did. Well, because Newcastle couldn't have played any worse in the second half, could they? I mean, and they penetrated down. They didn't really have any shots, apart from that fantastic tackle by Davis in the first few minutes, where he just got his end of his boot on the ball.
That was fucking beautiful.
That was brilliant, right?
I love that
reflection to to stop it from going in, because it was a certain.
Come on, Ben Davis. Come on, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, Davis was a 9 out of 10 yesterday, easy. And like I said, I was saying, Jose, I thought Basuma got his mojo back. Davis was good. Brennan Johnson had his best game in a Spurs shirt, and Richarlison was excellent, wasn't he? But and Sonny led by example. Sonny was just all over the place, and yet usually with Son, even when he gets the man of the match, because he's up front, he doesn't get as many touches as other players get on the ball. Sometimes you go a game, he'll have less than 25 touches in a game, but then he might score 2 goals with 25 touches. So it's I mean, the crowd were good. They're all dancing in the stand at the end of the game when they play that song, and they sang "Jamie Donnelly's one of our own," even though he was on for a few minutes. So that was excellent. That was good touch for the kid, and he's got good stats, that kid. But none of them have got as good stats as Mikey Moore, but he's too young,
One day. It's good that we've got players coming through the ranks.
14 goals in 14 games, something like 11 assists and a hat-trick against Croatia, and the kid's 16, 17. And he won 2 League Cup medals last year because he played in both finals for the youth teams. He played for the under-17s and the under-18s. So, he looks good. I'm looking. Go on.
So basically, I mean, obviously you were at the game, Adrian, so we can only hear what we are led to hear, obviously, because they turn up the volume when they want and they turn the sound when they want down as well. So without hearing the sound, the way that you could see the fans moving around and stuff like that, it looked really, really positive to me.
Yeah.
Although you may not hear it, you would have heard it at the stadium. But to me, it looked like it was positive. To me, I'd say, Kem. Yeah, you were at the game as well, Kem. Great atmosphere, electric, loud, and proud. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, look, it's Newcastle. We haven't got a hate relationship with Newcastle, so there isn't that much intensity, and the fans aren't so emotionally charged like there would be. Like the Chelsea game was louder, which we lost, and we lost that game, and it was loud, right? Really loud, right? Because the two sending offs, the crowd just got completely behind the team for the effort. So it was louder against Chelsea, but no, it was good if you can maintain that sort of atmosphere. But if you're going to have a tapering off in atmosphere against certain games. I mean, if you were playing Bournemouth at home, it's not really going to be like that. If you're top of the league, it makes a difference. And when before we only got one draw in 5 games, when we were top and up near the top, I mean, like, obviously the crowd were more excited and loud, So it'll be louder for Arsenal, It'll be louder, the games it'll be louder for. But I still think we're going to maintain a good atmosphere now because they've got the bugler starts it off at the early of the game. Yeah. They took the drummer away because the board are politically correct and probably don't like the fans singing Yid Army all through the game, which most of the crowd does, all the way around the crowd when we score.
Regardless. So
Levy and all that, they can go and do one. Yeah. Besides that, for those that don't know, under the many descriptive narratives of the word Yid, in the English dictionary, I mean, it's a derogatory term. It also just means Jew. It means pal, mate, chum, and Ashkenazi Yiddish. And when you get down where it's listed now, it says under the word Yid, a player or supporter of Tottenham Hotspur. So that's that. 2 fingers up to all them politically correct lefties that want to like. Those that like to have a pop at us, and it doesn't help when that fucking David Baddiel goes on it because he's a Chelsea fan, I mean, it doesn't help that he's a Chelsea fan, but they stopped going on about it. But it used to be a perennial debate, didn't it? Every year when we played away, Chelsea away, or Arsenal, right? Yeah. Because they'd call us, they still would like to call us, and we took the term as a form of reverse psychology to deflect it back and get a proper ownership of the word, it's not racist, abusive, or anti-Semitic. Otherwise, Spurs fans would be self-deprecating, wouldn't it? If that was like that, which it's not. So, but there are some bodies out there that still think we shouldn't use it. And what I like about it as well is when you go on these foreign podcasts, even in Korea, Australia, America, Canada, they're all singing like, Yid Army and all that in them countries, like, they're all singing it there. So, like, we sang in France, we sang in Spain, we sang in the sun, we sang in the rain. I love that song. I think it's great.
That's a great one. That's one of my favorite ones.
Right to stop us, but
look what it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
great song.
What I was going to say, for me, everybody lifted their game yesterday.
I was going to ask you how you felt about this.
1 to 11, I think everyone lifted their game. For me, I thought the whole of the defence stood out for me. I thought they all played well. Mind you, I say the whole midfield and all 3. I think all 10 played. All 11, should I say? I think everybody stood up. The only thing that was a miss for me, if I'm going to have a little scathing point, was that we finished off our breakfast, our lunch, our dinner, and pudding, and the person who ruined my day was PH. Because he gave up the ball for them to score their one and only goal. Because I'd predicted 4-0, and I thought to myself, "Wow, I'm going to get there," and then he scored it for me.
I had a cheeky bet. I had a cheeky bet on Tottenham to win, but both teams to score. And so whenever they scored, I was like, yes, $25. But I mean, that's $25.
Yeah,
I made, so that's money. So
I would never bet against my team, regardless of who we're playing. So I would never have put both teams to score. I want clean sheets all the time.
I want them, but I know that we got Ben Davis in the defense. You know what I mean? So it's not.
I mean,
not optimal.
What I saw. Sorry, Adrian. I saw a comment earlier from Kuva on Kate's show, and Kuva turned around. I don't know if you saw Kate's show. Kuva turned around and said, God, football's absolutely brilliant. It's great at the moment. He goes, I just want us to score 200 goals in a season and concede 150. And that's basically it. You want to score more goals than the other team. That's the whole object of the game. Score more goals than the other team. And I think Kuba said it brilliantly in the comment that he put in Kate. So.
Kuba's a cool dude. I hope Kuba's having a great day. Kuba, if you watch this back, you're an angel. But if you do, thank you, and I hope you're having a great day, sir.
And Jimbo was on form as well today, because Jim is pro the team, and he wants to win the quadruple this season, or at least the double.
At least double at minimum, yeah.
And watching Kate's show earlier on today, even Kate was speaking highly of Richardson because she's been one of his scathing attackers. She spoke highly of him today. So yeah, it was a great performance from all 11
if
players.
If he can't get his mojo back playing handball, a very attacking game of football where your strikers are going to get more chances to score goals, you should be able to put a donkey up front with handball, and a donkey should be able to score goals, in my opinion.
Those low crosses right across face of goal are perfect.
This is his chance to turn his career around, and he got to the end of the season because he will find himself pushed down the pecking order or sold if he doesn't.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking about Sal's display for a 20-year-old. You know what I mean?
And there's a comment here that I
it's
bring
just
up.
And you Dogi. I mean, like them too. I mean, like so young.
Basuma plays so much better with Sar playing next to him. Got a better version of Basuma with Sar there. Yeah.
And the other thing is, when I started as Nick Brown, he says Sean Butler would totally disagree with me because he won £180 on a 4-1 win and Richie's to score.
Yeah.
Damn. He made more than me, but he probably put more skin in the game.
No. It's a 4-1 victory. But you didn't.
I didn't put anybody to score though. Yeah.
He's nominated the result and also probably put in his bet Richie to score a goal in them.
Yeah. Combined it or whatever.
You're going to get big odds. You will get big odds for something like that if you're going to do that. Yeah. But in America, you lot have got some weird betting system because it's just a win or lose. You don't do.
We can do.
Can you do the bet builders as well in America?
Yeah, it's called parlay. They call it like a parlay, and you can all kinds of things, like things from the match. Right. Yeah, like how many corners, how many, who's gonna score in the first half, who scored in the second half, that kind of thing. Right, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. But yeah, so. We've got. Hey, have you seen how many people that we've had in the chat today, Jose? It's crazy. We've had a lot of people. A lot of people that
good. And I hope that we get a lot tomorrow because we've got some big news tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. We've been working at this. We've been working at this in the background really hard, and I just can't wait for the announcement tomorrow, and it will all be said tomorrow.
But Sheree is here.
Hello, Sheree.
But yeah, Sheree, we haven't seen you in a minute, so I just wanted that was earlier, but I hope you're still here hanging out. I'm trying to see anybody that's unknown. I don't even know who that is, but I'm glad you're here, unknown. Jason Bell was a new name for me, but that's probably from After Jacobs the other day. Good to have you. And Johnny Bethnal. What's up, Johnny Bethnal? If you're still
Green.
Here, yeah, Johnny Bethnal Green.
Got Ken, Who's News, Mr. M.
Yeah,
Hotspur.
I mean, it's a packed. It's been a packed house today.
People. Mile High Leo's here as well. Mick Vickers.
There were some people that were doing some scouting for us in the comments. I need to find too, telling us about that dude from Everton. I put up the banner. I put up this banner. I just made it and said we want the Everton guy because have you heard the news? There's
Jared Brathwaite.
Yeah, that's the one.
But he was a name that was linked a couple of weeks ago. They said we'd be looking at him, but
really?
I don't know. To try and prize him away from Everton, it will cost a pretty penny.
You think even though Everton's in such trouble?
Yeah, it will still cost a pretty penny. They're not going to let a youngster who's got a high ceiling. They're not going to get him go for that cheap. He's in the England under-21s. He's made a fair few appearances now for Everton. He won't go cheap. He won't go cheap at all.
Well, Dorrington and Phillips are in the under-21s as well.
Yeah, but Brathwaite's a starter and everything, isn't he? So has been for a while. So you've got Steve D in the house. So good afternoon, Steve D.
Oh, shoot. Put that back up. Sorry, I took Steve's comment down. My bad. We clicked something at the same time.
Yeah.
Afternoon, Steve. What up, big dog?
And then we've got also Liam Harty. Good afternoon, Liam Harty. evening, gents. We don't want Godfrey, but Godfrey's another name that's been touted as well from Everton.
And Jose likes Godfrey, just saying.
And Totspurs are saying they're saying around 75 million. He's not going to come cheap. He's worth a pretty penny. I don't know whether it's 75, but he won't be cheap. If you're talking about Guehi being about 50, 60, then I'd say Braithwaite, ceiling and that, you're looking at minimum 40 million, I would have thought.
All right. Pay it. I would pay that if I was leaving. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but if we were all leaving, there's a lot that we pay for, and there's a lot more that we'd like to do.
Donna Cullen was in the chat. She was here.
Oh, was she? She was here again today, was she?
Yeah, she was. She made it.
The thing is, though, for me,
and so did Lewis K. I forgot Lewis K is here. I haven't ever seen Lewis K really in the building much either. So what's up, Lewis?
If we were going to pay that sort of money,
sorry, I clicked again.
Right? If we were going to pay that sort of money, I'd go and get Bremer, and you'd get him because Juventus are skin. You would get him.
But he's right. He's right-footed though. Is the only issue.
Defender in Italy last year. Danny, you know more than me about this if he's still about here. But
he's right-footed is his only issue, I think.
Well, yeah, but the guy's experience, you know. I mean, rather than a 20-year-old. If we're talking about paying 50 and 60 million for a centre back, they want to be an oven-ready centre back, right? We don't want. I mean, I know Ange likes players around the 24-year and younger model if they've got the potential, you know. But if we're going to pay that sort of money, nah. I want proven. You could go back and get Tapsoba, and then if that was the case, you know, with Bremer, or there are other proven centre backs. I don't know whatever happened to it. One time we linked with Milenkovic in Italy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that went quiet.
He's got. Is it Milenkovic? Is that the one that's gone to Saudi, or is that the one that's now gone into Milan? Because two Milenkovic.
I don't know. Dan would know. He follows Italian football, but I mean, like, I don't know.
So yeah, Mick Vickers is saying every game Braithwaite plays, his price goes up, so we should hurry up. Big up, John. Nice to see you, mate.
Fitzy's the man. I love Fitzy.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna go see Fitzy. Fitzy and I are meeting together. We're gonna hang out whenever I'm in Ireland in May. So
yeah, Liam Harty. The thing with Bayer Leverkusen defender Tar, we were looking at Tar when we were looking at Tapsoba and the others. Is that they've got a chance of, they've got an outside chance of winning the Bundesliga this year.
They're in the top spot at the moment, aren't they?
And if these teams are also in Europe, that also, you know, players, if they're in Champions League, you're not going to get them in January if they've got a chance. Like, so
way harder to prize them away for sure. Yeah.
So Totspurs are saying we paid 47.5, but I understand what he's saying. He said Braithwaite will go for more in his opinion. We've got another hello from Julie Tottenham Mum. Hello, happy Monday to everybody.
I'm definitely not vaping. Sorry about that.
And then you've got Ellie, just to go last Spurs. Hi guys, just got back home. Big up to you all and lovely chaps, and big up Adrian's dressing gown.
I love Adrian's robe. That's like the best. It's the best part of the show.
Liam is saying that Tar is rapid.
What I hear, he's a really great player.
John Fitzpatrick, you're making me blush. Steve D, I like to think of it more as classic smoking jacket than a dressing gown.
Ooh, yeah. Get a pipe. You need a pipe, my friend.
And there's some love going between Ellie and Tottenham Mum.
Ah.
Dry Roasted Peanut says Milenkovic is still at Fiorentina. I swear.
Thank you, dog. Thank you for that.
I saw that someone had scored by the same name yesterday for Inter Milan, so I presumed that he'd gone. And then you've got some love going back from Tottenham Mum to Ellie. And then we've got Wayne Bonner coming in with, hey, hello everyone, great game performance and result. The poor Gouda at work got it this morning. Well done, Wayne.
If we could bring 3 in, I'd get a centre back in, but because we don't know, we can only surmise what's going to happen with Reguilon and Sessegnon. We don't know if Sessegnon's going to save his Spurs career or not, right? On the right-hand side, I don't think Emerson Rowe's technically good enough. I don't think he's an Ange player, to be honest. He's just not good enough on the ball. So, to me, I would want a centre back if Sessegnon can't save his career, and Davies is going to be another year anyway. So it might not be so urgent on the left, but we want a centre back. We need more cover on the right. We need another right back, I think. And if we were getting rid of those guys, we've got 10 players to get rid of still. 10. You've got Ndombele, Lo Celso, Sessegnon, Spence, Roden, Dyer, Lloris, I listed them before. Dyer, Lloris. Then you got to say Højbjerg might go, although we need a Højbjerg player in the squad, in my opinion. But we could promote from the youth for that to do that job. You know, David long term at Spurs either. There was who else was out? Lo Celso will go though, I think.
So Nick Brown.
You think Lo Celso will go?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think he saved his career, to be honest. Here, but
Javi wants him. Well, Ange might want to keep him because he offers something different and he's done well. But if he were to go, like I'm saying, you've got Divine, you've got Donnelly.
Yeah, we're not screwed. We're not totally without cover.
We've got an abundance and strikers in that youth team. Sunset Bell, Lancashire. You know,
Sunset Bell was actually mentioned by one of our lovely people in the comments.
Right.
So you've got Nick Brown saying, I read somewhere today that Spurs and a couple of other clubs are interested in Marmavilli. I've never heard of him though. I've heard of Mamashvili, not Marmavilli, but I've heard of Mamashvili, the goalkeeper that people were looking at in the summer. But I've not heard of Marmavilli. So it's something that we may need to look up. Yeah. You got Liam Harty coming in saying, heard that Inter are looking at Royale.
He might fit the Italian league very well too. I mean, it could be much better for him in his career. So if he wants to go, let him go for sure.
We would weaken our squad by doing that though, because we haven't got players in at the moment.
Spence. What's going to happen with Spence at the end of the season? You see, so I mean, Leeds will want to buy Roden, so that'll get us a few quid. They'll probably might want to buy Spence as well. I mean, it depends. He's young, and might get a tune out of him.
So Wayne's coming with
Rams ball. I mean, you see, Emerson looked good in a low block team, didn't he? At times, he defended well. He's pretty good defensively. He's just crap in a final third.
So you've got Wayne Bonner saying definitely a defender who can play anywhere across the back line, a midfielder and perhaps a striker, although I'd like to see more of Liz, so would I. Dry Roasted Peanut says, I still have hope for Jed Spence to be a decent right-back option in this system. Boris Britt, I think Lo Celso will stay since Madders does have a bit of injury proneness to him. Wayne saying, how's it going, Colin? Fell asleep after work?
Wayne!
Great to see you all.
Dude, hey, great to see you. I fall asleep after work every day. Like I planned to do something last night. The wife and I were going to watch a movie. I laid my head down for like a second. I woke up and it was like 3 a.m. I was like, well, shit.
And Tottenham Mum says, I vote for a big crew chat like the other night. We were all in our dressing gowns, robes, Spurs PJ party.
That sounds so fun. Let's do it. I'm down.
If anyone hasn't seen it, it's the after show that was done on Saturday night.
Yeah. The after party for United Spurs of America, their 3,000 subscriber party. Well, hey, by the way, we are almost at 400 subscribers, everyone. So I say that because being at 400, that's a number that's way cooler than 390 or 1 or whatever. So if you guys could smash up the subscribe button. Subscribe if you haven't. It's a decent channel. All right, we put some work into it. If you like it, show us some love. Hit that subscribe because we are climbing towards that 400 quickly, and you could be part of it. You could help. So
Hotspur is coming in with a doggy extending his contract. Loves the club already. We love him. It's great news. Yeah, the news broke out today about that. It's fantastic news. Good shit. Although I did hear someone say on the on another channel, so it's Kate's channel. I did hear someone say, we happy with that. What does that mean for us and that? And someone said, well, hopefully that means you'll stay with us a long time. There's no guarantee when people sign contracts how long they're going to stay at clubs for, but it is very, very good news that he's signed on for us.
Yeah, but what it does when they sign a long contract, and I think the 6-year contracts have become a bit popular now, haven't they, for clubs to sign people, or 5 years with an extension or whatever it is, or 4 years with an extension, something like that. What it does, though, once you've got them under contract, if any time in the future someone rich comes along and pumps money into Juventus or Real Madrid or a skint as well, or Barcelona, teams like that, who could normally just come and get anyone they want, but it's not true now, because now, when we sign these young kids up, even Sarr on long contracts, you want our players, if they want to leave, that's the other thing. If they're happy playing handball, they won't want to leave. And, we'll be back to the £100 million sales again, because you ain't having them. It's that simple. You're not having our players. Not while Angie's in, under his system, because he will bring a whole group of youngsters in on long contracts, And when he's got all this young team on long contracts, that team is going to be worth a fortune. Nothing on paper, because players
exactly.
Players are only tangible assets until you actually sell them on a financial report. So, you know.
And we've also got Liam Harty saying Hugo to Newcastle. Apparently,
that makes sense. Real quick before we get to the next comment, we've got somebody in the back room, somebody that was going to be on from the beginning of the show but was not able. It is my friend Tot Josh, Spurs Live.
Gentlemen.
What is up, brother? How's it going, my man?
All good, all good. Just came back from a loss against my father at bowling. I got to say, was not pleasant. It was not pleasant.
Never good to lose to the old man.
I tell you what, it hits different. It hits differently. I'll tell you.
So hey, you've met Jose before. Have you met Adrian before?
Never. Nice to meet you, mate. Nice to meet you.
Yep. Adrian's pretty nice. He wears a cool robe that looks really comfy most of the time, and he knows more Spurs history than anybody I've ever met. So he is that guy. Yeah, for sure. He's the historian.
Catch up with his comments, and then if we could quickly do the predictions, and then I'll jump out again because I've got some stuff to do again. So Boris Britt's coming. Will lead to thinking of offering us Gnotto in the deal for Rodon. That was news that came out last week on some of the aggregators' accounts.
I don't know him.
Wilfred Gnotto. He's a under 21 Italy international winger. I think he's actually made a full appearances now for Italy. He's another youngster.
Yeah.
Wayne Donnelly Wayne Bonner says how was Donnelly when he came on for a week cameo. You've also got who's new saying Seriou Gesseri's a basic striker.
Stuttgart he plays for, I think.
Yeah, people have been linking him as well. Louis K says, or Louis K says, if some plays like yesterday consistently on the wing, we can just buy a striker and then we can play around the front three. You got Ellie giving you big love, Josh. Josh, you are such a great young lad.
Thank you very much, Ellie.
Yeah.
You've got Dry Roasted Peanut saying Israel Mera selfish. He really should have been sent off, which would really hurt us. And Boris Britt, he's made a full appearance against us in the first. Okay, so yeah, that's Wilfred Gnotto. Sorry, Colin, can I ask you to bring up the predictions and then I'll let you lot carry on.
Yeah, for sure.
Run away and do some more stuff.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Yeah, let me pull it up. So first here is everyone's predictions. We'll bring that up first. Let me get this comment off here real quick. Boom.
So the predictions will kick off again for next weekend's game. Obviously, we play first on Friday night. So on the Friday show at 4:00, we will do the predictions for next weekend.
Are you ready? Are you ready for me to bring up everyone's predictions? Here we go. So here's what everybody predicted was going to happen. The very top is a little skewed, but we can get that fixed.
So the yellow was just me to make sure that I put everyone's scores into the league table. But the standouts for the week are Ben Kaufman, who actually got 2 correct predictions.
Ben will be disappointed.
Yeah, I know. He messaged me yesterday. He got 2 correct predictions and 5 correct results in the right way. And I actually matched that this week as well. I got 2 and 5. People that made moves were. Let me have a look. Bobby K made moves. Hotspur has closed up the gap on some people as well. I know that. Brian Daigle with his Desmond Tutus actually got 2 this weekend. So 2 out of 10 results were Tutus. So he ended up with a couple of points. Josh at Speaking Spurs picked up points. Adrian, you picked up points. You had 6 out of 10 correct results, but not predictions, but correct results. Beer Talk got 1 correct prediction and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct results. So Beer Talk's had a good week. Eddie got 1 correct prediction and 2 results. Kate got 1 prediction and 4 results. Julie didn't have such a good week this week. She got 2 results. Jim got 4 results. Nita got 3 results. Chris Peters got 1 correct and 2 results. Lee Smith got 1 correct prediction and 5 results. Wayne Barnard got 1, 2, 3, 4. He got 5 results. Danny got 5 results. Has got 4 results. Malhai got 1 correct prediction and 4 results. Jacob got 3 results. Ash P on her first week got 5 results. Jamie,
Shabash.
yeah, Jamie got 2 results in his first week. Dave, the Irish Hotspur, got 3 results. Who's News and Scott M, who only did it halfway through on Saturday evening's show that we did. So Who's News ended up picking up 3 extra points, and Scott M picked up 2 extra points. I don't know whether there's anyone below that.
No, Scott M was the last one.
Okay, so I've got people saying, Who's News saying it's terrible predictions. It's not. I mean, at the end of the day, Who's News? Some people ended up with good weeks. It's all on a swing of a goal, because some games you can have the correct result. One goal goes either way, you lose the result. So, at the end of the day,
it's all swings and roundabouts, right?
Yeah, you got Tottenham mum saying I had a terrible week in predictions. Dry Roasted Peanut wants to know, is he still in the running for European football? So
let's show everybody.
If you can bring up the table.
It's very small. It is very small.
The table, we've now got a lot more players as well. So there's 39 players, 39 people now playing. But these results can turn inside a week, and you can catch up quickly. So I had a really good week. So I've now gone back to top because I had a really good week. I benefited from both Chris's not having such good weeks. Top Spurs have clawed back against both the Chris's. And the other person who done really well was Ben. Where's Ben? Look at Ben. Ben in his second week has already climbed to 22nd.
Nice job, Ben.
Ben was, Mr. M. Yeah, you can join Mr. M. We do it on Friday's show. We'll do the predictions for next week. So if you tune into Friday's show, we'll do the predictions then. But as I said, because it's a long season, and we've only been doing it for about 6 weeks, 6 games or something like that, roughly, people can start catching up. So
exactly.
Yeah, so that's the scores for now. But then what we'll do is we'll do it again on Friday. Yes. So that's where we are for the time being.
Driver's Peanut says they got Europa Conference right now. So
they've got it at the moment, have they? Okay. But yeah, anyone's welcome to join. Like I said, we do it on a Friday. We'll do it this week's next set of Friday, because the matches start on Friday with our match. So we'll do them on Friday. So that is everything for the time being from me. The only other thing I was going to say is, Colin, please keep posting up both the channels whilst I'm away for a minute. And also, just to keep reminding people, we have got some big news coming out tomorrow from Talk and Ball, which will be letting people know tomorrow at 4:00 show. But it's something that we've been working on in the background for a good week or so. And yeah, we can't wait to tell everyone that our news tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, everybody.
So
please join in.
I'm just going to step in the background for now. And yeah, sorry, Josh, the floor's yours, mate, and Adrian and Colin.
Boom, the floor is ours, guys. We can do whatever we want. We're free.
Josh, your take on yesterday's game?
Yeah, we'd love to hear it.
Look, I mean, I think the game was very much a Spurs day. It's like everything went so well for us. Everything. Now, obviously we can talk about the goals, how great they were, but I mean, I think that there are stuff that we need to point out that, I think we can do better. Obviously, we scored 4 goals past Newcastle. But I think overall, brilliant game. And with the bold move of putting Sonny back on that left wing, because I'll tell you what, that striker position, I would have kept Sonny in that striker position. But now after the game, having different thoughts. But I think there are stuff that we need to improve on, even after a 4-0 win versus Newcastle, such as take shots. Take shots, don't be afraid. I feel like we're trying to pass it into the net a bit too much. Sometimes it works, like Destiny Udogi's goal. It was basically passing the ball into the net, which we've done quite often this season. Other times we need to let the trigger, just take a shot. I feel like also when Sonny's cutting in from that left-hand side, he's really got the capacity to take a finesse shot, top right-hand corner. We've all seen those, many times they scored those unbelievable goals. But No, overall, very, very good performance, and good to see Kulusevski back in that cam role. I think that's a huge benefit from us, especially that Newcastle are very physically, they're a physical team. So it's good. They got a strong midfield, Newcastle, but Kulu's done a great job.
Yeah, everything you said, I fully agree with 100%. Kulu looks destined for that position. I think if Kulu's going to have like a long life in the team, I think he'll find more joy in that center position. But when he plays on the right, he drifts into that center position so much anyway. You know what I mean?
Which I don't like.
Yeah.
Which I personally don't like, because he's not supposed to. He's supposed to take on his man. See?
Yeah.
That's when we're getting a bit confused with Dejan's positioning. He's supposed to take on your man, but instead you're doing a Lo Celso job or so.
Yeah. No, I get it. Adrian, do you feel the same way? I mean, if Big Ange sets up the team, has Kulu on the right, but he drifts in the middle, do you think that, I don't know, he does do that? Do you think it's by design? Do you think the coach tells him to, or do you think that's just naturally where he likes to play?
Well, Porro usually makes himself available for Kulu, doesn't he, a lot of the time as well? When Kulu cuts in, Porro comes down the outside. This has got Spurs fans going a bit, isn't it? This Kulusevski. His stats are good. His overall stats since he's been at the club are good with goals. He's got 4 goals this season, hasn't he? He got 4. 4 and 16.
Like
That's a very good return. A 1 in 4 for a winger is a good return if you can keep that up. Yeah, I mean, they're saying number 10, but like we've discussed earlier, I mean, you've got Saar, Basuma, Bentancur, and Maddison. You're picking 3 out of them. If you throw Kulu in the mix, 3 out of 5. That's if Ange persists with 2 wingers. If he's going to tweak his system and play a front 2 more often, then you can sort of like, I do see Kulu as a number 10 eventually, because he's 23, he's young. But I'd give him a free roll myself behind the strikers.
That would be nice, yeah.
Perfect there if you had 2 in front of him. But I'm not Ange, so we're trying to fit players in, and then we think, we're leaving so-and-so out, or who do you leave on the bench, But it's not about the first 11. It should always be about the first 16. This is why we need a squad of 16, because you should be able to turn and look to anyone on that bench and bring them on and not worry about bringing them on. And that's
the difference.
Yeah. You can't have all strikers on the bench. You have to have a mix. You've got to have at least 1 goalkeeper, a midfielder, a defender, and then you might have 2 of 1 on there. But you can't have it that way, or you have a versatile player, on there. So that's what we need. We need to have a bench of 16, and we have them, because in my opinion, we need another right back. And if we can't get a tune out of Regular or Session, you can't save his Spurs career. I know we got Davis for another season, but we've got to look to getting another left back as well. So my priorities would be centre back, right back, and left back in the transfer window. I'm not worried. We've got such a glut in midfield. We don't have Hotspur going or staying. And you need a player like him, like I said earlier. Every squad needs a player like him, right? So you've got 6 midfielders without Frank Kulusevski, including Skip, without Frank Kulu in the mix. So
right. It's a crowded spot.
Yeah, we don't need. I mean, we know that Ange wants a centre back, and word out the club was, he might have wanted another midfielder. Well, does he know something we don't know? Then is Hotspur definitely going?
Not just Hotspur. You can see now Lo Celso. There's just a report now out from Lo Celso from Sky Sports. Liao or whoever. He's like a tier 1 source. He's just said that Xavi's determined to sign Lo Celso, and at any cost, they're going to go try and sign him.
Good. They let them buy him then, because then we can bring Divine back next season and Donnelly, right? And they can have a go. There's others to pick.
I think that. I mean, that's awesome. I hadn't heard that, so thank you for that, Josh. But no, I think that we.
Xavi's like Lo Celso for a while, but then there was talk of like 15-20 million or something, right? Pleading poverty. No. And McAllister went from Brighton to Liverpool for 35 million, right? Only got in the Argentinian squad because Lo Celso was injured, because Lo Celso's Messi's mate. Otherwise, he'd have played. So you're saying that, Lo Celso's only worth 15-20 million? No way. I mean, he probably is to Spurs fans who think he hasn't given us that amount of good form, but he's worth more than that in the market to me. I don't know what he'd be on the transfer market now. I don't know how they work these prices out, to be honest with you. I think they just think of a number and just throw it out there. But
I would, if I was going to do that for him, I would throw out 30. I think 30 would be my one I would throw out for him.
Yeah, I'm around the 30, 35 mark.
Yeah.
He's worth the same amount as McAllister as far as I'm concerned. Right.
Totally
so
agree.
if Xavi wants him,
Come get him, baby.
Girls, I don't know if there's anyone there we want at Barcelona.
A bunch of kids that won't come here. You know what I mean? They have some talented youngsters, but they're going to stay at Barcelona because they know they have a career, a chance to make a career at Barcelona. But who's been telling us about some youth players? Destiny's wage was only 4,000, basically less than 5,000 5,000 pounds a week. Was that back in Inter or is that here? He was in that Inter. What team did he come from? Udinese. He played for an Italian team. What Italian team did Destiny come from? Do you remember?
It might have been Udinese actually.
I think maybe it was. Wayne Bonner, though, saying Son and Johnson out wide were killing it. Kulu was superb in the middle, played with a lot more freedom. Exactly. He doesn't have to dribble as far as he can and then cut into his right. Cut in from right to left like he always does on the wing. He can do more. And he actually uses his right foot more, I see in the middle too. It's nice. I really like it. Whose news adds that's after tax. Sheesh. Maybe was that what Levy had him on? I just want to know if that was here when he first signed or if that was at his previous club. Xavi will be sacked before he gets the chance for GLC. I don't know anything about the climate of things or how football is going in Spain right now, so I can't comment on that.
Jose would know. I would have thought. On that, Chris Meta would know.
Yeah, one of those two guys. Yeah. Rafinha is incredible. And Rafinha, and he was a Leeds player, wasn't he? No, who am I thinking of? Rafinha. Rafinha plays for is Rafinha a Barcelona player? Who's news? Am I a total idiot? Help me out. Mets. I don't know what player we're talking about there. Destiny came from Udinese. Okay, cool. Sar came from Mets. Got it. Everybody. Skip is only on like 10 grand a week. That doesn't surprise me. Skip's not that good. I need to still. I apologize. There's been a lot going on, but I have my phone in my hand and I'm actually getting ready to do it while we're on the show because I can do that. Sorry about that. Will do. Got you. I got you big time, dog. Rafinha was a Leeds player who went to Barca. Okay, cool. I thought he was at. Nice. Cool. Well, it's crazy how that really shows that the players that you're playing with and the guys that comprise your team can really make or break how you look as a player individually. Like, Leeds weren't that great of a team. They weren't doing anything special, but they had Rafinha, who's a player who's good enough to go play at Barca and tear it up in La Liga. I think that's crazy. I don't know. Did you? From the times that we played Leeds, were you impressed with Rafinha and what he could do?
Yeah, he quality, wasn't he? He was quality. Barca don't come in for no one, but as usual, what usually happens to them big teams, they get overstocked. Someone else plays well, and suddenly you're not getting a game. And but I don't know how Barca's results have been going. Whether Rafinha was given a chance and it hasn't worked out for him. I don't know what the situation is there. Whether he wants to leave if he isn't getting game time. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But he looked a good player. For the amount of times you can see a player in the Premier League play, after a few seasons, you might have seen that player play good for games. But, it's very hard to judge players when they're not from your own club, like on a season, because how many times are you going to see that player? Unless you watch every single Sky Sports game of football that's on, yeah. Meta saying Rafinha isn't. Chris is saying trust me.
Oh yes, he's here.
He's here. See.
Boom. So we got to know from Chris. Is Xavi going to get the sack? Is he in any danger of getting sacked? Is it looking like that for him? Let us know. We just don't know is the problem. We want to know, but we just don't. So yeah, let us know that. Barca got beat 4-2 last night by Girona. Yeah, that'll tell you something. I mean, they're not the only mega team to get beat. Bayern lost yesterday 5-1. That's insane. Harry Kane might not win the Bundesliga the first year he goes to Bayern. I don't want to say that would be funny because that makes me like a bad person, but
And West Ham lost 5-0 after beating us.
Nice.
They'll be sick, won't they? Their fans will be sick about that. Fulham as well. Yeah.
Girona's top of the table though, so he doesn't say it's being such a shock. Yeah, Boris, that's good. That's good info to have. Good perspective there. But no, Girona just have the best setup, the best up and coming manager just now. Oh, okay. I think actually he might have been spoken about then during the show 2 days ago. We were talking about managers that could possibly go to United, and that name was bandied about. And I'll go ahead and ask you this question, Adrian. Do you think that United are going to stick with Ten Hag? I know that this isn't Spurs related specifically, but it's Premier League and real quick, danger probably not, but the fan base isn't impressed by the gameplay and has always been emotionally volatile. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard that last part for sure. Hotspur. I'm super confused, so I'm gonna have to check my phone. Did you see Jacob here, Adrian?
No. Talking Ball's got on Eltel on his logo that come up. It says United Spurs.
Oh, that's what it is.
But it had Eltel underneath it, like.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we've been sharing a account on StreamYard, and so sometimes we forget to change the icons, and Jacob's popped up there. But everybody do subscribe to Jacob, United Spurs of America. It is a wonderful channel. But yeah, so United and Ten Hag. I mean, their loss the other day, I think, puts them in grave danger of being sacked.
Well, they were. The fans weren't liking the football, a bit like what we've been through the last few managers. But they were picking up results. Now they've lost at home, and I suppose because it's 3-0 at home to Bournemouth, that has really got them fans going. But I don't think they should sack Den Haag yet. I mean, he created a good Ajax side. I like the side he brought. He was on my list for a future Spurs manager at one time, So no, I think they should stick with Den Haag. There's still quite a bit of work to do at Man United to fix that squad or mould it in his own shape. So, and if he doesn't like the likes of Jordan Sancho and all that, then sell him to raise some transfer money and go and start getting other players in or start shifting who he doesn't want. We've still got 10 to get rid of. So, so we see how it goes for them. I mean, I don't follow Man United. I'll watch them when they're playing us and all that. But, in other Premier League games, I have to really be in a mood to watch two teams I don't support, especially if I want both of them to lose. so it's like watching them European group games, when you may gloat if, say, Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham lose the game, but they're going to qualify for the group anyway. So all you're going to do is frustrate yourself. So I won't watch it, I won't watch them play. So, I'd rather watch someone else play. So, I'm kept busy in a lot of other ways as well. So.
Boris Britt says that a lot of United fans have too much pride and ego, so if they lose, they immediately want their managers gone. That sounds kind of like Barcelona. Sounds like what we were hearing about Barcelona from Chris up there. Chris again, though, saying that Ajax still has a grounded philosophy and a clear goal. Man United has been lost for years. Yeah, I think since Sir Alex left, right? I mean, that's about when the downfall happened with them. I don't know if it was because he left or it was happening already and then he left, but that's definitely a factor and what's happening at Man United right now.
If you come in, Chris is right. If you come in as a manager when a club has got a philosophy that you bring in a manager that suits that philosophy, don't you? Because Den Hag's come in now. He wants to change the philosophy into his Dutch way of doing things, right? Fine, nothing wrong with that at all. But to do that means he's going to have to chop and change members of the squad. And to do that takes time. It takes time. So this you could see happening with Man United. Even going back to Mourinho, they said he played youngsters. He never did. He put McTominay in the side because
he didn't have any other options.
He didn't really have any other options. And, and then there was all the disruption with Luke Shaw trying to get a shot in at Luke Shaw, and then someone else comes in and Luke Shaw played really well,
right. Luke Shaw's a good player. Luke Shaw's a good player for sure.
Yeah, and then you got the fullback they bought from Crystal Palace. He's in
Oh
different.
yeah. Oh yeah. Bissaka, Juan Bissaka.
Yeah, and then but he has brought in his centre back, not the biggest centre back in the world, from Martinez. Was it from Ajax?
Yeah,
and he
that's
paid
correct.
a lot of money for the winger. God, my mind's going today. He paid a lot of money for the winger for Ajax as well. They paid about 70 mil for him, didn't they? Which sort of probably spelt curtains for Jadon Sancho. You know?
Which is so crazy. Jadon Sancho was such an expensive player, wasn't he? I mean, like I don't think he came cheap from the Bundesliga.
See, another club, we were very similar like that. Our recruitment was poor. Our recruitment team was poor. All the money weren't there and all that. We've been through all that. Now we're getting it right. You know, and it's still taking us time to get it right because there's 10 to go. I made a list of them, you know.
Yeah.
We got Dyer, Lloris, and Ndombele and Lascelles to start with, you know, without
And Ndombele makes me so sad.
Ganga, then you know.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Then you could throw Sessegnon in that mix with Davies.
You're good, Chris. We forgive you. Thanks for being here, buddy. That's what it's all about. Thanks for being here. But yeah, there are a lot of players that need to go. If you had your choice, anybody in the chat, let me get the banner up here. Who goes? If you have the choice to get rid of one player, actually, let's make it 2 players. So, hey, what's up? He's back.
Sorry, I'm back.
No, you're good, bro. It's nice to have you back. So I was gonna play a little game. We have about 10 players, Adrian pointed out, that need to go, that need to not be at the club anymore. If you could let 2 players go, who would they be? I'm asking the chat also, but I'll start. Since you just came back, we'll give you a second. We'll start with Adrian. Who are your 2 first players to go?
Dyer and Lloris will be the first out anyway, won't they?
Yeah, but if you had your choice.
My choice.
Yeah. This is all Adrian. Yeah.
First 2, Dyer and Ndombele.
Love it. I love it. Yep. It's one of those is in mind for sure. You want to go, Josh?
Yeah, I'd go Dyer and Perisic. Personally, now for me, it's a different angle to what Adrian's probably going for. I'm going Dyer because I think a centre back we still need, and until we don't have another centre back, got to keep him. And but I'm going for the money, £180,000 a week we're spending on an ACL injured player, and £200,000 a week we're paying for someone who doesn't even play for our team. So, yeah.
Boom. That's actually brilliant. All the things you said were very, very intelligent. I mean, you're right on Dyer. We don't have much cover there, so he's actually sort of important, which is scary. But we have shown that even in dire straits, we don't play him. You know what I mean? Like even when things are bad, we'll put in players like Davis or anybody really. We don't play him. So maybe he could go, and Ndombele definitely has to go for me. He's definitely one of my 2. And then no one in the chat has answered. You guys, there are 16 of you at least. Do me a favor. What 2 players would you like go of first here at Spurs? But yeah, Ndombele and I don't know. You really got me with the Perisic. I hadn't remembered how much money he was on. Perisic definitely.
It just really depends on what angle you look at. Like, because personally, I was gonna go for what Adrian said at the beginning with the Dyer, but I didn't want to copy him. But no, like I think the correct answer would probably be Adrian's. But I think if you're looking for the money in terms of what you can invest, it's probably my answer. Yeah, so 50,
yeah. For sure. And I mean, good thing Perisic his contract is over at the end of the season, so that's great. We don't have to live with that for much longer, thank God. Nick Brown says Dyer and Lloris. Yeah, that's what Adrian initially said before I made him change his answer. But no, that's a good one. Tot Spurs, big up. Hey, and Tot Spurs said that Josh, you were gone because you went for a rematch with your dad in bowling. I love that. Tot Spurs has got jokes. But he says Ndombele, Lloris, and Dyer. Nice. Yeah, that's everyone kind of agrees. And Ndombele is going to be on everybody's list, I think.
Can I just mention one thing? I don't know about what you guys thought at the beginning of the season when Ange joined us, but I can hold my hands up and admit that I was more of a keep Ndombele person because during the training, you could see there was an Ndombele versus Lo Celso. Now, originally I was more of a keep Ndombele because I thought maybe Ange can take something out of him, but like thank God that Ange decided to go with Lo Celso. Did any of you guys think go with Ndombele like myself, or did you think Lo Celso?
No, because
I
it's
always
never-
wanted Ndombele to work. Sorry, you go first, Adrian. My bad.
Well, we always want all the players to work, but I mean, like, no, because I know Ndombele is one of those that can't maintain his self-discipline. Apparently, he's lost a few extra pounds there as at Turkey because he really realised this is his last legs for him. Like,
He's been caught eating burgers apparently.
Is he?
I think this is after.
He
I
hasn't
think
come out about his Big Mac addiction then and big confession, like. but like, no, I mean, we might get 5-10 mil for him. You never know. I mean, you get money for Lo Celso, right? And I think he'll go, and it won't be a loss to us. I don't think. Then you've got Spence and Reguilon. You get money for them. You get money for Rodon. That's 4 players you get money for, right? You've got Sessegnon. You'd get money for him.
I was doing the maths on my show the other day, and I got to around that apparently we are spending around £2 million. Was it a week or was it a month? On I think it was a month on players that are just like not useless in terms of they're just doing something for Tottenham, but they're not doing anything. It's literally for players that aren't playing or injured. We're spending 2 million on them. Do you know how crazy that is?
Jesus.
That 2 mil can go, to a cheeky tap sober in the summer. You get like that 2 mil. It's mental, and especially nowadays that we just now got Destiny Udogie with his salaries gone up. Those are the types of stuff we need to actually really focus on. Is the fact you're giving the correct players the ways, or you're giving the correct players the amount they're supposed to get. I would much rather give Destiny Udogie £200,000 a month, a week, sorry, than give Ndombele £200,000 a week. Like it's just stupid things that Tottenham are doing that.
I don't think they'll put the 20-year-olds on £100,000 a week.
I'd much rather trust him than Ndombele.
They'll probably be anything from 25 grand to probably under 100 grand a week. I think when he gets his new contract, I think they'll do roll-on fees and all that. You got your loyalty bonuses and all this stuff they add on, like, so. The longer you stay, the more you'll get. I don't know what you'd put a 20-year-old on. So money-wise, even though
to tell me something, Adrian. Well, I was thinking about this. How you got like you just asked now. Either you or Colin just asked the 2 players that you'd get out. Who do you think? Honestly, who do you think is actually the most important players for Tottenham? Because you've got important players like Maddison, who's in the team. You've got Romero, you've got Van der Ven, but then you got like the unnoticeable ones that are actually quite important, like the Kulisevskis, the Porro, the Udogie. So who do you think is the 2 like most important players?
Kulu and Sarr.
Oh.
I love that. Sarr is incredibly underrated, and I had something about this. I was going to ask.
It's the Premier League, and that you've got to have a dynamic midfield in the Premier League, and you've got to have skill as well. But I would say, I mean, it's hard. I mean, you could say Kulu and Maddison, but then if you say the most important player in that team at the moment has to be Son, because he's the only one who scores goals.
That's very true.
With his right foot, left foot, and he scores. There are. I don't think. Well, to say 2 is hard. You could say Vicario, couldn't you? So like.
No. You could essentially say the whole Tottenham's like most of the starting 11 is probably like the most important. The question that I was really going for is like in terms of the most important player at Tottenham, because you got, let's say, different angles on looking at it. You can look at it of play style, who's the most important. You could say Maddison is the most important, but then you could say for leadership qualities, Human-Son is probably the most important player. But then you could have another angle where you're looking at it as like, all right, well, the most important and valuable player to Tottenham right now is actually Udogie, because there aren't actually many good left backs left who are actually have a huge ceiling like Udogie actually has. So there's different elements to the question I was asking. I was just interested to see what you're thinking.
Yeah, well, Maddison isn't in the team at the moment, so it makes it a bit easier for me. I just think that Kulu gives you he's got such an all-round game. Such a high.
What do we do with?
We've yet
Can
to see the
Kulu
best
drop back
Kulu.
and play 8? Could Kulu play 8 if you wanted?
Nah, pushing it there.
You think? I think. I'm just wondering what we do with him whenever Madison comes back. Does he become a
think
backup?
No, I
That's
think he
right.
could play 8, 10. I even think he could play with his back to goal as an emergency 9 because he can hold the ball up in that position. Some
I'll
players.
go
it
for a
doesn't
9.
fit. But I don't.
8 would be tough.
And on the
but
wing,
if you
and on
did.
either wing. So, yeah, I mean, well, this look, Ange's the one who's got to sort this out with the team and the squad and the rotation because, like you say, he's got so many options in midfield. I think the reason he pushes Kulu back out to the right is because he's got, when they're fit, he's got Saar, Basuma, Madison.
It's like when we had to put Ericsson on the side.
From those 4, it's a bigger headache if you throw Kulu in. I mean, the question, it depends, Josh, if he's going to persist with 2 wingers.
Yeah,
which he loves, and he loves to play them a bit wide.
Well,
So when Kulu cuts in, Porro runs down the channel, usually down the side of him.
No, it could be the answer to that could just simply be who is more threatening going forward, Brennan Johnson or Kulusevski. That really is it. Because if Brennan Johnson, I don't know, I'm sorry guys, I didn't really hear what your thoughts were on Brennan Johnson's performance versus Newcastle, but personally, I think he played a fantastic game. I think it was one of his best games.
Best game in the first show.
So if he continues like that, we've got a good, healthy competition between him and Kulusevski. Now, most streams that I've been on, I kept on saying that the players in our team over the years have been too comfortable with their spot, including Sonny and including Kane. I feel like at times, well, Kane doesn't really need any competition, but I'm saying they've been very comfortable with their positions. Sonny, whenever he's had a bad game, he's had a bad run of form, he's always kept his spot in the team. Doesn't matter why, he's always kept his spot in the team. Now with Kulusevski, yes, in my opinion, he's had a couple of run of poor performances. He kept his position, but now that Brennan Johnson's keeping up now with a bit of a nice competitiveness, I think it's actually good for the team. Same thing we have with that midfield.
Oh, always.
Back.
But the thing is, though, the beauty of it is from what's to come. It's because Son's got 10 goals, more goals than he's got to start in a career anyway, and he's had patchy spells because he is a streaky goal scorer. He gets them in clutches, right?
Yeah.
Kulusevski's got 4 goals in 16 games, a 1 in 4 strike rate for a wide player, and at least 1 assist, probably 2 if you count one against Man United that bounced off a foul before Saar scored.
Right. Yeah, that was a good goal.
Goals, 1 in 4 strike rate for a winger is a good strike rate because if your winger gets you saying 38 games, if your winger can get you 9 goals a season, you know.
Right. So okay. So here's a different angle though. But what if your team hypothetically is playing Ange football, and when you play Ange football, 1 out of 4 is not really the best. I mean, if you're going forward, your game is basically attack is the best form of defense. Now, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm just saying, like, would you not think about that? Like, if Dejan Kulusevski can only convert 1 out of his 4 chances, I mean, and in a game he has about a good 8 chances, 6, 7, 8 chances. Yeah, it's a goal here, but is that a good conversion rate for yourself, or?
No,
I think so.
I mean, when people turn and say, "Oh yeah, can Charlison just get us 15 goals a season?" Under Ange ball, a central striker should be getting you 20 plus. I mean,
100%.
Son should get 20 plus this season, and he got 17.
He's on track. He's on track.
Right? Because to win competitions, when you look at the championship leaders at the end of the season, they're approaching how many goals? Probably 80 to 100 goals. I mean, I haven't looked what last year's were. Have a look, Colin, if you're there, please. Let me know how many goals Man City. So how many goals did Man City score last year?
Gotcha.
And then you got to think, well, how are we going to score that amount of goals? How many? What do we expect of our front three? Like you're right. So now you'd want your wingers to chip in at least with a 12 each. I would have thought. Your main strike. I mean, don't forget Haaland got 50 goals last season. So like we know he scored quite a few.
151 in the league. Yeah.
151.
That's what it says. Yeah. No, wait.
What,
Sorry.
That team that finished second. Arsenal.
151 goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Let me check again on this on F brief. I just googled it. Let me check again.
No, but Adrian, also to add to your comment there, I think also it's not just a front three anymore. With Ange, it's not just about the
the
front three.
midfield's got to
It's
chip in
also
as
the
well.
midfield. But when I talk about the midfield, I never just talk about the three who are in the midfield. I'm also talking about the wing backs now. I'm saying the wing backs also need to contribute now to the
Premier League goals, guys. 94.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's more. Yeah.
The rest of those were cup games and the like.
And the issue we have really is like, as of yet, Basuma and Sarr for midfielders are not really. Even Bentancur, he got about 4. They're not goal scorers. Maddison is, right? So for there aren't with Ange ball. Well, we've got to see. We got to see if we start scoring a lot more goals.
But the good thing is, huh?
Before we look at players and think, we need a prolific goal scorer midfielder. All right, you've got Maddison, but the others are going to have to chip in. The odd goal from
I think sorry. I think that also Pape Sarr. The good thing about Pape Sarr is that Pape is a player who's extremely young, 21, I'm pretty sure, and he's a player who can develop. You know, you've got Basuma who he can develop still. He's got a bit more time, but I think he's reached his his potential. Like that's Basuma. I think with Pape is a serious player who you can convert into a type of midfielder who's a proper box to box. I think.
Yeah. I mean, Udogie scored a few goals in Italy when he was on loan.
Yeah.
Or when he was at Metz.
And that's not when he was playing as a fullback. That's not when he. That's not when he was playing as a inverted fullback. That's just a pure fullback. So think about it. If he's playing inverted.
Porro's got. Well, this is what Ange has to do on a training ground. Yeah. He has to get these players. They have to have shooting practice. Get used to shoot shots from angles. You know, if you're a player that cuts in, you should be practicing shots from where you cut in from, so as you're confident to take that shot on. You know, but no point having a training session where you're firing everything down the middle, you're dead centre of the goal, no one's on you. You know, you've got to have them shots. Like against low blocks, Birkinshaw used to say, against low blocks, we need wingers who can take players on. 1, 2, you need players to take shots, like you said earlier, Josh, from outside the box to beat a low block.
Yeah, a lot more of that, for
right?
Sure.
We need to improve in that area.
Especially when you got Sonny now there.
And you need to be able to. You need a Maddison to play someone in, to slip, so a striker does that little slip down the side of a defender in the penalty area to get the ball and get a shot off. And that's what you need to beat a low block. Shots out the box, wingers, because then you might get the free kicks, you might get the penalties, stuff like that, you know. And we got our first one, didn't we?
guys, just real quick before we go, I just want to say, hey, he's here. So, guys, unfortunately, Jose and I are both going to have to go. I've got work starting in just about 20 minutes. Jose's got other stuff to do today as well. But it's been wonderful. We thank you both for joining us, obviously. But I wanted to say real quick, too, please make sure you go and sub to Jose's channel, El Tel Cockerel. And there it is again.
Sorry, I didn't say hello to Dirty Sanchez, GBC fan. Also to Meta Football TV.
Chris big up.
Meta Football.
GBC fan.
And is there anyone else I've missed? I think everyone else I'd already said hello.
I think you already got Mr. You already got Mr. M. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. M I've got in already because Mr. M wants to enter the competition after the end of the week. So
yes, Dirty Sanchez, very good to see you. And yeah, GBC fan. I agree. Sarr is super important. He does so much work that goes under the radar. But yeah.
And you've also got who's new fan Denso Cassius from AZ Alkmaar at right back.
Oh, cool. I'll check him out. He's got a list.
Like I said earlier. So, yeah, he seems to have a really... Who's News goes on the youth scout or something, doesn't he?
I don't know. Do you want to... Who's News? We need to talk. You should come on our channel sometime, man. We'd love to have you on.
Yeah, I think he uses a youth scout to look at it. But all I'm going to say, because I've got to shoot, but all I'm going to say, thank you to everyone in the chat. I thank Josh. I thank Adrian. I thank you, guys. Colin, my co-host. And can I say, please tune in tomorrow. Big news coming out of Talking Ball tomorrow at 4 p.m. We have an announcement to make. And from that, I'm going to say see you because I really got to shoot. I'm really sorry. I will be on tomorrow for definite.
For sure. You're good, buddy. I got to shoot too, everybody. So let me get this banner out of my face and put a better one I like better.
And don't forget to put the outs. When you do end up finishing, do the outs on.
Yes, you got it, boss. No worries. But I just
Good
want
to meet you, Josh. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
meet
Nice
up
to meet you,
again.
Adrian. It's good
Yeah,
And I
chat.
just wanna-
like
I
what
just
you
wanna
have to
say-
say. You bring an interesting angle to the convo.
He's a really smart dude. That's why I like him. So I was gonna say thanks to everyone for watching. The show is nothing without you guys in the comments. Really, you guys are the show. So thank you so much. So everybody, please tune in tomorrow, like Jose said. And any last words, you guys? Actually, no. Plug your channel real quick, dog. Josh, plug your channel.
So I'm on Spurs Live on YouTube. Trying to hit that 1.4K. So anyone can go subscribe there. Constant news every single day. Put out a content for you guys. Match reactions, match preview, transfer news in general, and a little rumours. If apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, if you do subscribe, Tottenham could win a trophy this season. So I mean, I'm just saying.
There you go. There you go. Love it. I love it. And everybody. Speaking of numbers, we're almost to that 400 mark. We're slow but steady wins the race. You know, we're a marathon, not a sprint. But if you guys can help us get to that 400 mark, everybody subscribe if possible to myself and to Jose's channel, El Tel Cockerel. And Adrian has a Facebook group. Let me get this off here. His Twitter handle will come up if I take this banner down. And there's Adrian. And then on there, you'll find the link. It'll take you right to his Facebook page with thousands and thousands of other Spurs fans where you can all hang out and have a good time. But all right, guys, come on, you Spurs, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
And I'll play us out with Jose's favorite song, the James Madison song. Here you go, everybody. Big love. My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.